Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We're proud to present our next speaker, Angela Hooper with ThoughtSpot. Please give her a warm welcome.
Hi, thank you very much. Today I'm going to walk you through about 20 minutes of some slides, introduction on who is ThoughtSpot, and then we're going to do a product demonstration. I am the Systems Engineering Director for ThoughtSpot in the West. If you're new to ThoughtSpot, here's a brief overview. ThoughtSpot is a search and AI-driven platform created by a team of co-founders that really were born out of search. Our team came together from large companies such as Google, Yahoo, Amazon, to create a platform that enables all end users to ask their own questions and get answers instantaneously. Most of our customers are that Fortune 500, Fortune 2000, mid to large enterprise customers that need to service data to lots and lots of people within their organization. We are heavily funded by venture capitalists, including Lightspeed and Sapphire. Every company that's listed and that uses ThoughtSpot really wants to be more data-driven. Forrester did a search and came up with the fact that companies that are using data actively within their organization are growing 8 times faster than other organizations. Strategic initiatives across the board include data and analytics in their core. Everybody wants to be data-driven, but that's actually very hard to do. So really only 1 out of 5 people in your organization can use the analytics that you've implemented, and it's hard, right? So you end up with this low adoption rate of people in your organization being able to access the data. Why? Because all of the platforms that were built in the last 20 years focused on data experts. The 20% of your people that can build a report, that can build a dashboard, that know how to use code to get to the data where it sits. So the need for these data experts in your organization has just exploded. We have over 1.2 billion people in the workforce and more coming through the college systems that are accustomed to using data in their everyday lives. But in companies, we have a shortage of those data experts. There's only about 1.5 million data experts, data scientists, data analysts, programmers in the world to create all of the answers and ask all the questions of these billions of people that need the information. On average, it takes about 4.5 days to get an answer to these people. Why? Why does it take so long? Well, because data is growing at an enormous pace. So here we have an example of all the different data combinations that a company like Verizon, who was just on the stage previous, who's also a ThoughtSpot customer, comes up with. So last Black Friday, Verizon needed to understand how was that iPhone 10 launch going. But there were so many different combinations of data sets between products and plans and transactions and locations. Their data analysts couldn't possibly get to all the questions that they needed to answer in a timely fashion. The combination of all the data elements that you have in your organization is akin to your odds of winning the Powerball. Your data analysts have a better chance at creating and winning a Powerball ticket than creating all the answers themselves. So this is where ThoughtSpot's search and AI-driven platform comes in. We've created a next-generation analytics platform that allows all end users to use the power of search bar to get their answers and beat the odds at Powerball. Our core value propositions with ThoughtSpot is that it's simple. Really, it's designed for everybody for true self-service, not just the business people or the people that can write the reports for you. But just like we get data in our daily lives with a search bar, it's simple. ThoughtSpot's also smart. It has AI, or automated insights and artificial intelligence, whatever you want to call AI these days, built into the core of the platform. So it learns as you engage with the platform, and it also provides better answers to both of the questions that you know to ask and the ones that you don't. And finally, it provides speed at scale. So search and AI-driven analytics is only good if you're looking at all your data. If you're looking at your data in aggregated forms or just on a dashboard, you're missing the big picture. You're missing the data points that you don't have access to. ThoughtSpot allows billions and billions of rows of data to return in search-like speed. These core value propositions enable data-driven decisions within your organization. Everyone at every level of your organization, from executives to frontline to midline managers, have to make daily decisions. And you do not want those decisions to be made on a gut or an instinct. Most people want to have the data to back up why are you making that next step. In order to get that data, you have to be able to answer the question that you have in seconds. And it's not just one question that we ask. In this particular example, it's like, what are the top jerseys and the genders? But once you get that one question, you're off to another question, and the data leads you to another question. But you don't want to wait 5 minutes in between each one of these questions to be answered. You need the insights at the speed of thought. This is why ThoughtSpot's created Spot IQ. Spot IQ is our AI-driven insights engine that's like having the power of 1,000 analysts in your hand. Instead of employing 1,000 data experts to create a dashboard or to create a picture of question after question after question, ThoughtSpot's in-memory calculation engine with Spot IQ goes and looks at all the different possibilities of your data, finds and spots the anomalies, and brings them to your attention in a very push fashion, and you're only looking at things that are statistically significant within your data. But AI can be kind of scary if it's unguarded, right? Nobody wants their job to be taken away from an AI engine. That's why Spot IQ includes the human input. So with ThoughtSpot, which you'll see in the demonstration, is that the more that you use ThoughtSpot with search, that human input, the better the analytics and the machine learning engine becomes. So we have algorithms built in that learns based on what you search for and what you search for, and creates better machine learning algorithms to focus what those anomalies and detections should be, and then pushes them to you. With any AI engine and machine learning, you have to have faith in those insights that are being serviced to you. ThoughtSpot's Spot IQ engine understands the data models that you have in your organization. It understands the feedback that you're giving to train that engine. And then it gives recommendations based on who you are, what you've searched for in the past. And it also provides a very transparent layer. So if there's any questions on how you got to that answer, you can easily uncover that. ThoughtSpot is the next generation analytics platform that addresses any of the data sources that you have in your organization and provides access to that data to unlimited users. ThoughtSpot also has the ability to embed these analytics anywhere within your organization. Let's take a look. Can we flip to 3, guys? All right. So this is ThoughtSpot. ThoughtSpot is a web-based application. And you'll notice here that I don't have to go looking through a bunch of folders or a list of links that I have to click to provide a dashboard to me. If I'm in ThoughtSpot, I can see easily what's trending, what's been viewed, if there's any changes to the assets that I have, and also some of those insights or anomalies from Spot IQ. Spot IQ is looking at all the data even before I ask a question and saying, did you know about some of these anomalies in your data? You might want to take a look. Well, since we are here at the AWS conference, and since we're in the holiday season, I decided that for a good example and demonstration for you guys, I'd figure out the type of toys that are selling this year. Like what are the hottest things that are selling? So I'm, say, a product manager, and I'm looking through Amazon sales, and I need to understand what are we going to do here. So with ThoughtSpot, it's simple. See this little microphone icon here? If it wasn't so noisy in this demo theater, I could just click the microphone button and say, you know, show me the toy sales in November. So the toy sales in November are coming up with the answer here, and I can easily show that answer by simply speaking to ThoughtSpot in an easy to understand way. I immediately have the November sales for toys, right? So as you can imagine, being able to speak your questions and type your questions and search for your answers is a very easily adopted way to get the answers that you need in your organization. But I don't have to just stop there. Now that I'm attached to all of this live data underneath the covers, I can drill down and say, out of those toys, what products were sold? Now, I can search anywhere within my data catalog because I have immediate access to those elements. So in this particular case, I have quite a few here, so I can change this view, sort a few of these, and take a look at this in a different way. I'm doing all of this changing and all of these views myself. I don't have to ask a report writer to go and change any of this for me. I can simply navigate through and create the image that I want. Right? So I'm seeing that in November, I've got a lot of Star Wars toys that are selling. Shocking, it's pretty common. So instead of drilling down or creating lots of different views of this data, I'm just going to ask it another question. So in this particular case, I want to show like what are the best selling, Star Wars toys. By simply asking that natural language type question in a search bar, I'm immediately drawn to the fact that while those lightsabers were selling the best in November, overall, for my total sales, those Stormtrooper blasters, Kylo Ren lightsabers, different Star Wars toys are trending higher. Right? So I'm able to do all of this with the power of search. But what if I didn't know the question that I wanted to type or speak to ThoughtSpot? Well, let's kind of back into this in a different way. So say I'm interested in just that Kylo Ren lightsaber. This is where I can implement the Spot IQ instant analysis. So just by highlighting Star Wars lightsabers and telling Spot IQ to auto-analyze, I'm going to go through and have the in-memory calculation engine with Spot IQ come up with more questions that I should be asking. So I'll take a look at this analysis that Spot IQ created for me. Spot IQ took a look at all the different data that was associated with those Kylo Ren lightsabers, and it came up with the things that are statistically significant that I should be looking at. It did it incredibly fast. It went through 15 million rows of data in 2 seconds. That's the power of 1,000 analysts. You can't employ enough people to find 13 different insights on all of the data that's cataloged in your system in less than 3 seconds. Now, some of this stuff is pretty good. I wouldn't have known to ask these questions. I wouldn't have known that certain counties are selling better. But maybe, in this particular case, zip codes I'm not as interested in. I can have that human input and train that model by clicking kind of a thumbs up or thumbs down, similar to a Pandora or Spotify playlist. And every single one of these searches is a full class citizen. So I can take a look at what's selling in what county and say what's going on with San Bernardino versus Palm Beach, Florida, and do more analysis and kick off more and more insights and understanding about my data to get down to what I need. All of these provide instant transparency, right, and that trust in the data with the machine learning algorithms, because guys, it's just math, right? That's a z-score. That's 3 standard deviations from the norm. I can prove why this is important and why this insight came up. And I can do more with them as well. Right? I can take this into a meeting and present through all of the insights and findings, and what do I need to do to make that next decision and that next step. So with ThoughtSpot, the simple, intuitive design allows me to speak or type my questions to get the instant answers that I need. It's smart because it understands the anomalies in your data, and it knows you and what questions you should be asking of your data with Spot IQ. And also provides speed at scale. On your cloud platform with AWS, you have the ability to analyze billions and billions of rows and still receive that search response time. Any questions after the demonstration? We have about 3 minutes. We have a booth at the end of this row. So if you want to see another demonstration, maybe something that's focused on your industry, financial services, healthcare, high-tech industries, we can address and talk about all the use cases that we work with those Fortune 500 customers. Thank you.